Please help me reach 7,000 subscribers. Jinwoo Park sat alone at a corner table of a small, cozy cafe in the heart of Seoul, the evening lights outside flickering softly against the glass. The gentle hum of chatter mixed with soft acoustic music, but it did little to ease his nerves. At 34, he had been on enough blind dates to know when someone might not show, and tonight, with the empty chair across from him, it was starting to feel like one of those nights. He checked his watch for the third time in 10 minutes, his mind drifting between impatience and curiosity. His colleague had insisted he needed a break from his relentless work schedule, convinced that Jinwoo deserved someone kind and genuine. The cafe smelled faintly of roasted coffee beans and sweet pastries, but the inviting aroma couldn't chase away his growing doubt. As he considered signaling the waiter for his drink, Jinwoo noticed the entrance light flicker. A small figure appeared, weaving purposefully through the tables. His eyes followed as a tiny girl, no more than 4, with soft black curls tied neatly with a pink ribbon and wearing a delicate pastel dress, approached him with surprising confidence. She stopped at his table, standing tall despite her small size, and looked up with serious, observant eyes. "Excuse me," she said politely, her voice clear and confident. "Are you Mr. Jinwoo?" He blinked, momentarily taken aback. "I am," he replied, curiosity and amusement mixing in his tone. "I'm Sua," she said solemnly. "My mommy asked me to tell you she's sorry she's late. She's parking the car now, but she'll be here very soon. She said I should make sure you didn't leave." Jinwoo felt the tension in his shoulders ease as a smile formed. The little girl's determination and politeness were disarming, and the awkward weight of waiting alone seemed to vanish. He gestured to the empty chair across from him. "Would you like to sit while we wait for your mommy?" Sua climbed onto the chair carefully, clearly proud of accomplishing the task on her own. She folded her small hands on the table and looked at him seriously, already hinting at the wisdom children sometimes speak without realizing. Sua tilted her head slightly, her large dark eyes fixed on Jinwoo with the seriousness only a child could muster. "Mommy says I'm not supposed to talk to strangers," she began, "but she says you're not a stranger. You're her friend. So it's okay." Jinwoo chuckled softly, impressed by her poise and the careful way she balanced politeness with honesty. "That's very wise of your mummy," he said, his curiosity growing. "And she's right. I'm not a stranger if she sent you to find me." Sua's expression brightened, and she leaned forward slightly. "Are you going to marry my mommy?" she asked, her voice innocent yet direct. Jinwoo nearly choked on his drink, taken aback by the blunt question. I'm sorry, what?" "Are you going to marry my mommy?" Sua repeated, patient but insistent. "Because Mrs. Kim next door said she needs to find a husband, and Mommy said she's trying, but it's hard with a little girl because some men don't like kids." "Do you like kids?" Before Jinwoo could answer, the door swung open and a young woman hurried in, slightly out of breath, her expression a mixture of embarrassment and relief. Her long, dark hair framed her face elegantly, and her eyes searched for Jinwoo with a mixture of apology and hope. "I'm so sorry," she said quickly, kneeling slightly to Sua's level. "Sua, I told you to wait by the door, not come find him by yourself." Sua's eyes sparkled with pride. "I found him, Mommy. And I told him you were sorry for being late." The woman straightened, turning her attention to Jinwoo. "I'm Hyejin Kim. This is my daughter, Sua. I didn't mean for her to come alone. She's independent, I suppose," she said, cheeks flushed with both embarrassment and amusement. Jinwoo smiled warmly, his earlier tension gone. "She did perfectly. Please have a seat." Hyejin led Sua to the chair beside her and sat down, visibly relaxing as Jinwoo's calm, kind demeanor eased her anxiety. The awkwardness of the initial meeting melted away, replaced by a budding sense of connection, both with the woman and the remarkable little girl who had just delivered a message that changed everything. Sua leaned forward again, curiosity shining in her eyes. "Mommy says I should always tell the truth," she began, "so I have to ask, are you going to marry her?" Jinwoo blinked, caught between surprise and amusement. The child's directness was startling, but also strangely endearing. I don't know yet, he said slowly, a smile tugging at his lips. Sua nodded solemnly, as if considering his answer carefully. Because Mommy said she's trying, but it's hard to meet someone who likes kids. Do you like kids? Jinwoo felt a warmth spread through him. He looked at her tiny, earnest face and realized that this little girl wasn't just asking questions. She was sharing her world, her rules, and her love for her mother. I think I'd like to try, he said finally, meeting her gaze. Sua's lips curved into a small, approving smile. Then that's good, she said. Because we need someone who's kind and brave and likes kids. Mommy says that's very important. The way Sua spoke, blending innocence with unexpected insight, made Jinwoo pause. He realized that he wasn't just here to meet a woman. He was stepping into a small, complete world that demanded care, patience, and heart. And already he felt drawn to both of them in a way he hadn't expected. Jin watched quietly, her chest rising and falling as relief mixed with curiosity. She had worried how Jinwoo would react to her daughter, to her being a single mother. But seeing him engage so warmly with Sua eased her anxieties. For the first time, she allowed herself to hope that this meeting could be different from every awkward date she had endured before. The three of them sat together, the empty chair no longer a symbol of absence, but the beginning of a connection that promised laughter, challenges, and perhaps a new kind of family. Hyejin took a deep breath, smoothing her hands in her lap as she finally addressed Jinwoo directly. I should have told you I have a daughter before we agreed to meet, she said softly, her voice tinged with worry. I wanted tonight to be just about meeting someone without the pressure of judgment, but I understand if this changes things for you. Jinwoo leaned back slightly, studying her face. There was a quiet strength in her eyes, tempered by vulnerability. Oh, why would I want to leave? He asked gently. Most men might hesitate, yes, but seeing Sua just now, she's remarkable. And that's a reflection of you. Hyejin's eyes glistened, a mixture of relief and emotion washing over her. Sua sat upright, nodding seriously, proud of the way her mother and Jinwoo were connecting. I helped, she whispered, her tiny hand brushing Hyejin's. The three of them shared a brief, warm silence, the kind that carries understanding without words. Jinwoo felt the tension of the evening dissolve entirely. What had started as an ordinary blind date was transforming into something unexpected, an encounter filled with honesty, humor, and the beginnings of trust. Hyejin smiled, the nervousness softening into something more confident. Parking was a nightmare, and then I struggled with the meter, she explained, chuckling lightly. By the time I got inside, Sua had already taken matters into her own hands. Jinwoo laughed quietly, shaking his head. She did wonderfully. Please sit down. Let's enjoy this evening together. As Hyejin and Sua settled beside him, Jinwoo realized this was no longer just a blind date. It was the first chapter of a story shaped by courage, honesty, and the kind of human connection that often arrives unexpectedly, carried on the small shoulders of those who see the world differently, children. Over the following weeks, Jinwoo began spending more time with Hyejin and Sua, slowly learning the rhythms of their lives. Morning routines included playful breakfast rituals with soft Korean rice rolls and freshly brewed barley tea, while evenings were filled with animated movies, board games, and laughter that echoed through Hyejin's cozy Seoul apartment. Jinwoo discovered the small joys of parenthood he had never imagined, helping Sua with her homework, listening to her enthusiastic recounting of playground adventures, and navigating the curious logic of a child who expected honesty above all else. Hyejin watched him adapt with quiet pride, seeing the care and attention he offered without ever being asked. Their weekends were spent exploring parks and markets, Sua holding Jinwoo's hand tightly as they sampled street tteokbokki and bunjeopang. Every interaction, no matter how small, wove them closer together. Jinwoo learned to kneel for small tasks, to play imaginative games, and to celebrate the milestones of a life that revolved around love, patience, and understanding rather than boardrooms and profits. Through it all, Hyejin's presence was steady, her gentle guidance teaching him about balance, compassion, and the beauty of everyday moments. Suwa became both judge and teacher, her little approvals and critiques shaping Jinwoo into a figure she could trust, a man who would one day be part of their little family. The warmth of these ordinary yet extraordinary moments created a bond stronger than any he had experienced before, a bond built on laughter, trust, and the shared realization that the best things in life were not achievements or accolades, but connections, family, and love. 1 year after that first unforgettable evening, Jinwoo returned to the same cozy Seoul cafe where it all began, his heart pounding with anticipation. Suwa sat beside Hyejin, coloring quietly, her little feet swinging with excitement, unaware of the moment about to unfold. Jinwoo knelt gently to Suwa's level, taking her small hands in his. "Suwa, I have something very important to ask you," he said softly. "I'd like to ask your mommy to marry me, but that also means I'd be part of your family. Would that be okay with you?" Suwa's eyes widened as she considered the weight of the question. After a moment, she smiled shyly. "Would you be my daddy?" she asked, her voice small but serious. "I'd be honored to be your family," Jinwoo said, his voice full of sincerity. "I know you had a daddy before, and I'm not trying to replace him. But I love your mommy, and I love you, and I promise to always be here for both of you." "Okay," Suwa said, her small hands squeezing his. "But you have to get better at playing dolls, and you have to learn how to make mommy's special pancakes." Jinwoo laughed, turning to Hyejin, who watched with tears already streaming down her cheeks. "Your daughter has given me her blessing," he said. "Now I need yours, Hyejin. You and Suwa have shown me what truly matters in life. Will you marry me?" Hyejin nodded through her happy tears, whispering a heartfelt yes. Suwa leapt up, cheering, and announced proudly to everyone in the cafe that Jinwoo was now officially her daddy. The three embraced, laughter and joy filling the room. The cafe's warm lights, witnessing the start of their new life together. It was a moment of pure love, acceptance, and hope, a reminder that the most meaningful connections often come from unexpected beginnings, carried in the hearts of those who see the world with honesty, courage, and love. Sometimes, the people who change our lives arrive in the most unexpected ways, through a child's honesty, a simple act of courage, or a moment of vulnerability that reveals true character. Suwa's determination, Hyejin's openness, and Jinwoo's willingness to embrace both reminded us that love isn't about perfection, it's about connection, acceptance, and the courage to see possibilities where others only see complications. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales of unexpected meetings. Children's wisdom changing everything, and discovering that love often comes as a beautiful, imperfect package. Comment below and share your story. A time when accepting someone, with all their challenges and quirks, led to joy or changed your life. Your experience could inspire someone else to open their heart to love in all its messy, beautiful reality.